So this is the first little video that I'm doing. I can't promise how frequently I'm going to do videos, but I had quite a few people ask if I have a channel on YouTube, and I said I have an account, but I don't have any videos. So I'm going to give you a quick little garden tour and then fill you in on how we use this little space that we have. My husband and I rent. We have a rent control little place in Santa Monica, so we make do with what we have. This is a little cement block herb and flower garden that we put in. A link to a post below of why we have so many cement blocks lying around, but this is how we decided to put them to use. So we have some dill, a couple calendula, some nasturtium, and a bunch of basil and sage up top. And then I'm just gonna walk you through. And then we have my favorite composter in the world, the drawer composter. It is great. We got the one for a small Airbnb because we go through so much produce. Oh my god, it smells so good. You know, compost people know it smells good. It's weird, but it smells amazing. All right, next up we have just some wine barrels that we picked up in Santa Barbara on a day trip, and we have some sunflowers planted to provide a bit of shade because we do garden on, if you can see, it's just a patio, like a cement driveway, so we don't get the benefit of the soil cooling the roots, so we have to take a lot of shade precautions in the summer when it gets hot. So we have some sunflowers and just a few other flower goodies and some herbs growing in here. Man, I love it. A couple more composters. This is our, this is our doormat. We got some unexpected rain this morning, so this was soaking wet. And right over here, I'm gonna put in a potting bench next weekend to clear up this. It's usually a lot messier, but we tidied it up. Okay, come on over here. Here we just have a little tiny, just a little bird bath or a bath for some bees or to drink some water. And if you put water sources out, try to put a few rocks down so insects, fling water, so insects can perch and so they don't, you know, drown, because that's sad. And then all of our warm season stuff, so we have a ton of zucchini and tomatoes and peppers, and I love using, I'm gonna do a separate post on this, but you can really use anything that you have lying around in the garden. You don't need to buy special things. So these are just, I forget what we had in here. I'm in a book club and somebody brought like grapes or something. So I just cut this off and there's some holes up here. So I just use that for peppers. It'll warm them up and then you can let some air in and it's free and it keeps it out of the landfill. What else? We have some nasturtium, some more tomatoes and peppers, our little kale area that's still doing very well. Another thing we do here is we do everything, I don't have room inside, so we do everything direct sown in the ground or in the beds. Maybe someday we'll start things ahead of time. We've tried, but it just doesn't really work. Okay, it's close quarters. This nice big zucchini. Come in here. Look at the zucchini. I'm so happy. Oh, yes, I love them. And then back here, we just have a bunch of different larger tomatoes. The cherry tomatoes are over here. We'll get those. My husband loves corn and the idea of growing corn and eating the corn that we've grown. So I let him have free reign and we have tons of corn. It's been very windy here lately, so we had to stake some up today. I don't know about this one. That's a little precarious. You get what you pay for. Some more tomatoes back here. This is a passion fruit vine that barely reached the trellis when we first attached it, but in about a year, fingers crossed, it will cover this whole trellis and block out all that ugliness that you see over there. Because no one wants, I don't want to look at it. They don't, just make it go away. All right, over here, I'm gonna scoot over here. So we just have some more tomatoes, beans. I'm doing a little two sisters action. So I have some beans, and over here they're climbing up a sunflower. Just really trying to fit stuff in wherever we think it might work. We are such beginners. I still think I don't really know what I'm doing. We are just learning as we go and taking our mistakes and learning from them, and you know, it's a fun process because you get to eat, hopefully at least, the things you mess up. Like even if the bean plants aren't doing too well, we'll still get some beans. So it's fun. This tomato, look at that, we already have those little fruits. So happy. More tomatoes. I think we have like 15 tomato plants or something. Okay, let's go over here. I just planted, I had more seedlings than I knew what to do with. So we have some peppers and a couple tomatoes in here. And another pepper there, some potatoes. And yeah, just all sorts of stuff. These I love. They're from IKEA. I've posted about them before. They're like $2 and they keep cats from using your beds as a litter box, and they keep, you know, squirrels from eating your stuff. A little tomato there. And this, so I'm gonna link to the video that I did with the urban gardener where I asked anybody if they knew what this plant was. I thought it was a weed. My husband was convinced that it was a cosmos. I wanted to pull it out. People talked me off a ledge, and look at this. Look at this. I'm 5'9". Look at this for, oh, it's so, I just love it. My favorite part is that little sign. It's a little Lord of the Rings quote. And we got it at a flea market, and I love it so much. And then over here is sort of our experimental random area. And we try to plant a lot of like pollinator friendly plants. There's some milkweed, some yarrow. We just put this up today because a squirrel kept getting into our hummingbird feeder and spilling the liquid on our beds. So we put that up, and yeah, oh, and we'll peek in here. The little wormies. I call them the hobbits. I love them so much. That was just a little tiny tour of our small, I want to say this is 20 by 20. And when we moved in, there was nothing here. So it's been really fun to create this little oasis in our backyard. And like I've joked before, we're in a rent control place in Santa Monica. We are not leaving anytime soon. So we really wanted to invest in making the yard more functional and enjoyable so we can stay here longer. But yeah, we don't have any soil to work with. This is all patio, so we had to bring everything in. And I've joked too that everything that's here we can move when we move. It will be horrible, but I'll do it because the soil is not cheap. Good soil is not cheap. But yeah, our landlord really enjoys it, and that's always good. So I'm gonna be posting some more videos just as we find out what works in this space and just things that we learn along the way. If you have anything you'd like to know in particular about how we work with this space, let me know. When I was starting out, I really was trying to find somebody who grew in a space similar to this, and I had trouble doing that. So if that's you and you think, oh, I have a patio, I have a space like that, let me know and maybe I can help you. I don't know a ton yet, but if I know a little bit more than you, maybe I can help you out. Okay, thanks guys, and see you later.